All right, I wanted to do a quick video on this topic. I know quite a few people have had issues with the TRS pushing oil out of the factory vent. And the factory vent actually runs up under the carb and sits about right here. And it has, let's see if I can get it out of here. It's got this little reservoir deal here at the end of it. My bike did it, you know, as soon as I fired it up right out of the crate, it was pushing oil out and making a mess. So I ran an extended hose all the way up here with this little cap at the end, you know, little reservoir. And still at the TRS recommended oil level on long hill climbs, stuff like that, when you're getting the bike pretty hot, it would push oil all the way up. And it would come out of here and it would leave oil all over the bike here. In one really bad hill climb a couple weeks ago, I'll put a picture from my GoPro of how much oil it got all over the bike and my boot. And that was the last straw, so I decided I would make a little catch can. So this is just a piece of aluminum that I machined. It's got a little threaded cap here with barbs on each end. And when the oil rises up, it'll hit this can, and this will give it a place to accumulate and the air venting from the transmission to separate. So you can see this did work. You can see there was obviously oil up into here. No oil ever made it past the catch can. However, I had an idea. I realized TRS moved the vent on the new design cases in 2021. However, they only use those cases on the 1R and up models. The standard 1 model, like my Xtrack here, still gets the old case. The old case, the vent is right here. This is the main shaft bearing for the transmission right there. And this vent's, I believe, right in behind the bearing there, behind the shaft basically. And I believe what's happening is this creates some sort of, basically a pump, and it just, for whatever reason, likes to pump the fluid out of there. They also got rid of this fill plug in the new case. So they got rid of this vent, they got rid of this fill plug. They put the new vent in right back here under the reed block. So it just dumps, basically it vents right to the middle of the transmission. And they got rid of this fill plug because they have this clutch cover with the fill plug built in with the sight glass. This bike did not have that. I had to put that on there. But that gave me an idea. What if I was to vent from this instead, from the fill plug, because this enters right into the middle of the transmission. So I ordered a fitting. This is an M12 by 1.5 thread. I got this on Amazon. This is a 5/16 barb. I would have preferred a 1/4 inch or a 6mm barb, but the only ones I could find on, the smallest one I could find on Amazon was 5/16, so that's what I went with. McMaster Car had the 1/4 inch barb. I just didn't want to wait. So I put that on there, fired the bike up yesterday, ran it around here, got it fully warmed up. With this vent here, 0 oil came up into either this vent or this vent. And I wondered, does it have something to do with having 2 vents now prevents the oil from running up? So I pinched this off, ran the bike for a while. Still no oil came up into this vent at all. So something is wrong with this vent here. And I believe that's why TRS moved this. It's unfortunate that they still use these cases in the 1 models. The only 1 model you can get in the US is the Xtrack. In Europe, and I don't know about the rest of the world, but I know Europe you can get a 1 model in just the regular trials bike. But in the 1R and up since 2021, it has the new design cases with the vent over there, and I don't believe those push oil at all. I've never seen anybody complain about it, but I have seen people complain about it with these. And I know mine does it, and I know there's nothing mechanically wrong with the bike other than how they designed it. There's nothing like worn out or broken that's causing it. So I'm going to completely remove this whole setup now. It's a shame I wasted time making this. Going to put a figure out what thread that is. It's probably an M6 or an M5, and just put a button head in there with that copper washer to seal that off. And I'm probably just going to run this back to the stock location under the seat, since it no longer needs to run up high to let it accumulate oil, since there should be no more oil going up in there. I'm also, you can see this barb is pretty long. I'm going to cut that to about half that length, just so it doesn't stick out quite so far. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I believe I've completely solved this problem. And I think TRS knows about it, and that's why they changed the case, and they're still using it on the low-end bikes, unfortunately. So I hope that helps you guys.